Okay, so there's two things right out of the gate we need to talk about with this chapter. One, Vegapunk's dying message, because I do believe at this point Vegapunk is likely to die. But second, to my eternal annoyance, but also regret, I need to talk about Caribou again. Because, and I'll just tackle that one right out of the gate, because I'll be honest, Caribou has been such an annoying piece of shit popping up everywhere, and like just me completely wanting to dismiss his stupid ass shit, that I had completely forgotten that he was there. Yes, he was there when he learned about Shirahoshi, about Poseidon, and I'm like, oh my god, this is, and I'll just say straight up, for as annoying as I still think Caribou is, this is the absolute worst case scenario, because the fact that Caribou does know about Princess Shirahoshi, about Poseidon, about that connection, and he's going to deliver that information to Teach. Understand the consequence of what this means. To an effect, if Teach gets that information, then to a certain extent, you could say Sharlay's prophecy is coming true, because in an effect, because the fact that he had been traveling with the fact that he had been in a sense Caribou had been in a sense traveling with the Straw Hats all this entire time and following them. You could say in a weird indirect way, yes, this is basically the Straw Hats that's going to cause the destruction of Fishman Island. Like, again, it is Teach who's doing it more directly, but because the Straw Hats, like me, had completely dismissed Caribou up to this point, he is going to be the one who basically sets things in motion to basically cause the destruction of Fishman Island. Like, it's right now, it's just fitting all too perfectly into place right now, and it is scary to think what's going to happen if Teach decides to invade Fishman Island in order to capture Shirahoshi. Like, just the idea and the consequence of that is like, it's terrifying. It really is terrifying right now. And but yeah. And okay, the other thing obviously we need to talk about is the end of the chapter where we see a recorded message start to play that supposedly is being sent out to the entire world, just based on the dialogue. And it is a recorded message from Vegapunk, who's about to basically put everything on blast. Like, the man is going to be spilling his... You can tell just from that little tease, the man is going to be spilling his damn guts about everything. Everything he fucking knows. About the Void Century, about the government, about it all. He is going to be spilling his guts to the entire world, and I fucking love it. Like, okay... Again, I probably think Vegapunk at this point is basically on his deathbed. Like, I don't think he's gonna probably survive this. Maybe he still will. I don't know, but it's just the fact of seeing Vegapunk, like, of the fact that Vegapunk had planned for this ahead of time, saying, if anything happens to me, I'm spilling my damn guts to the whole world. Like, oh my god. And it's going to be interesting to see what the response is. Like you pretty much, and here's the other thing about it too. Even if there aren't people who aren't fully willing to believe it at first, we have to remember Morgans is still fucking out there. You know, the man has been waiting for shit like this. You know he's been waiting for shit like this to just... The perfect story, the perfect scoop, and you know this is going to Morgans is gonna have a field day with this shit. Let's just be real about it. And just the idea in itself of Vegapunk putting everyone on blast, the government, the government, the Navy, help, maybe even EAM to an extent. Like you know, just because of how he's worked with the government, he's always had this planned, and I am I am just so. This is basically everything I could have wanted from this arc of like putting the entire government, the entire world government, all of what it represents on blast, and I think this is going to really be the thing that absolutely destroys the status quo as it exists. Like no matter what, no matter how this plays out, everything is going to like everything as we know it is going to crumble in some form or fashion. Everything is going to be destroyed, and and honestly I think even just letting and honestly maybe not even know about that, but I think it's probably even going to be about maybe even throwing Nika in there too, like the whole idea of the Nika of the legend of Nika. Like it's gonna be interesting how he basically how it's just gonna be so wild to see how how much he spills, how much he reveals. Like it's yeah the and like Vegapunk is gonna be the one who makes sure everyone knows at the very least that the legend of Nika lives on, kind of thing. And oh, I am so ready for this. Um, but okay. Outside of that, yeah. We also we also pretty much get a we also pretty much get we also follow up again with Dorian Broggy in this chapter, and again it is one of those things that I said it before, but I'll say it here again too. It really is showing that I do believe that that the next arc we really are headed for is Elbaf. Like at this point, I think it's been set in stone that Elbaf is where we are going next. Like it's whether it's to shelter, whether it's to shelter the Straw Hats until things kind of blow over or whatever happens here. Like yeah, Elbaf is our next destination, and I will I will say I will say too as well. I like how there is an acknowledgement from the Navy that with the pacifistas having turned against them, like this whole thing, this whole Buster call, this is like the first big like failure of the Buster call. Like they're having to acknowledge that because they're fighting their own, that they're having to fight the pacifistas, they're kind of at a stalemate. Like if obviously they need to destroy the pacifistas in order to survive, but they also recognize it's destroying them is going to set them back. Like regardless of what I like how the Navy themselves admits, yeah, they've relied so much on Vegapunk for a lot of what they've done that ultimately it is coming back to bite them in the ass more than they ever thought they would. Like they're gaining that perspective of like that maybe we relied on Vegapunk a little too much. And yeah, I at least like how there's a bit of an acknowledgement there, even if they themselves are still like, yeah, on their let's capture Bonnie, all that shit. So yeah, it is kind of an interesting self awareness, so to speak. Uh, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on this Crunchyroll. Be sure notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, everyone.